I'm your host, Brian Pillmore, and each week we'll be bringing you the stories of the leaders, innovators, and dreamers who make Yukon tick. In this podcast, we'll explore not only the achievements, but the journeys behind them. You'll hear firsthand how our guests got their start, what drives their passion today, the challenges they face as they push our community forward. We're looking into the present and the future of Yukon through the eyes of those who envision a brighter, more vibrant tomorrow. Today, we're joined by Nikki Lago, and she is the founder and owner of Pawlush dog grooming business,
Yes.
and located right here in the heart of Oklahoma, Yukon, Oklahoma. Tell us what makes Pawlush so unique.
So we are the only professional salon here in Yukon, but the most exciting part is that currently we're working on a project to help groomers better communicate, illustrate, and their grooming and to continue their education.
Outstanding. Yeah, it's really a unique industry and growing, right? It's a growing industry from what you've seen.
It is a huge growing industry because pets are family members.
Yeah.
So it's gone from being probably a $2 billion industry as a whole to over $380 billion.
That's amazing. So we're located right here. We're right on Cemetery Road, Garth Brooks Boulevard, and right across from the middle school. And we're sitting right here in your storefront. We've seen so many animals, even just as we were setting up for this podcast, come in. Tell me, Nikki, how did you get your start?
So we went through, this has always been my dream. I've been in the industry about 15 years. It's always been my dream to own my own space and to be able to teach people. That is my passion in life, is to teach people how to do this safely for our pets. So I went through a friends and family round, raised $24,000, and then in our first year, we've only been open a year and a half, but in our first year we have made over $300,000 in revenue.
Oh my goodness. It's such a great success story right here for a startup to have done that. So you said that you've been in the industry for, what did you say, over 10 years? 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that. Where did you get started in the industry? What was that like?
So my inspiration came from, I worked for Pets and People. Actually, I volunteered there so much as a teenager that they were like, why don't you just come and work here? So they hired me. And then one day they brought me a little matted Shih Tzu who really needed some care. They handed me a pair of clippers and a table and said, so try to come help this pet as best as you can. So I attempted to do so, but I felt like it wasn't safe.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel comfortable doing the dog's face or legs, so it just had a body shape, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's got to be somewhere that teaches you how to do this. So I then I found PetSmart, who was able to train me and pay me at the same time, and as a young person to have money.
Yeah.
Like
another great Yukon business. And
yeah, PetSmart. So they took me in, they trained me up, and then I ran their $1 million salons.
Oh my.
And was top 5 in the company for
Did
revenue.
you find, I mean, they trained you, but did you find any other training that was out there?
Beyond.
You know, like when you're kind of searching for a place to find good training about the best way to groom a dog. Yeah.
So that's really limited, and it's through my experience has been very limited, which is why I'm working on making that
So tell us
more
about
available.
tell us about that part of the business and your vision, because that's really the even larger growth opportunity here, right?
Yes. So we are working with Great Plains Votech to create a curriculum that will teach groomers from the ground up, but also creating an app that helps groomers communicate their pet parents' haircut, so there's no surprises by the end of the groom. And then on top of that, continuing their education with videos. If they're unsure of how to complete a groom, they're able to watch a quick video to do each part of it.
Wow. That's a lot going on in one app. Do you find that that's a challenge in the business? I mean, with your 15 plus years experience, do you find that there's a difference in expectations of what your customers want versus what they get?
So in my experience, yes, because it's hard to explain what a picture looks like in words.
Yeah.
So the two only things the grooming industry has currently to communicate what a haircut should look like are these weird little hair charts that have different lengths on them, but they don't really represent the coat types very well.
Yeah.
So it can vary.
Different coats, curly hair, straight hair, all these variations.
Yes, and it makes a big difference when in length. If you're picking a length, it's not going to be the exact same on every coat type. So the other thing that you find are pictures from the internet.
Oh, okay.
People are like, I want this haircut.
I think that's how I get my hair cut.
Right, pictures
which is
from the
not very
internet.
good.
Same.
Yeah.
So
it's great.
Yes, so but it's really, really difficult to tell length on a pet from a picture from the internet.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to wing it at that point, and it's not always what the pet parent expects.
Yeah.
So I want to make.
And their dog might not
models.
be able. You might not be able to make it as pretty as what's on the internet. And,
Right.
And I don't look like Brad Pitt, so it's not working either.
So the whole point would be to be able to have a 3D model that represents their pet or closest to their pet, and they can pick each part of it. Like
okay, kind of like designing a video game character.
It's exactly
I like that.
Like that.
Okay.
That's it. Yes.
Good.
That.
Well, and they do that once, right? And then their pet's kind of set up, and they can vary.
Yeah.
Maybe how they want it groomed in the summer or the winter or whatever.
Yeah, or add color
Wow.
for the more attention-loving pups, of course.
So directly behind us, there's a very fancy table, and Nikki has all these tables around the shop. Very well-appointed shop. What do these tables do?
The tables?
Yeah,
so
I mean,
they're
I'm looking at them. They're pretty fancy.
They're mechanical. They go up and down. They have a pedal. It's to help support the groomer and the pet to be more comfortable during the process.
That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Then your back isn't hurting as badly at the end of the day,
Yes.
and the pet doesn't feel like you're leering over them like some very strange person.
Yes.
Okay, this makes sense to me. If I brought in my black lab, is he going to get on that table, or will he try to jump off?
They hold up to 200 pounds.
Okay.
And the important part of an experienced groomer is handling of a pet.
Okay.
So while they may think about it, being able to gently handle the pet and make them comfortable, they won't want to
That's perfect.
jump off.
Good. Yeah, it's quite a shop you have here, and it's so centrally located. You mentioned earlier when we were just getting set up that this is the only shop, the only dog groomer in town. Is that true?
No. So there
Okay.
are several other salons.
Okay.
One at a vet. There's another one that is a home grooming.
Okay.
For the more one-on-one pets with
Yep.
high anxiety. Those are wonderful for those.
Yeah.
But we're the only, next to PetSmart, of course, or Petco,
Yeah.
the only salon that is, in a commercial
setting. Yep. Yep. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Well, I mean, and in a growing environment for demand here, I think that's critical. And your shop is not too big, but not too small. It's just right. Okay.
Thank you.
So whenever we chat with leaders around Yukon, we're kind of interested, like, what are the other things that you're excited about living here and doing business here in Yukon? What gets you excited about the community here?
So one of my very favorite things is Yukon supports their small businesses.
Absolutely.
They are huge on it. And I don't think we would have had the success we have if it weren't for that community that we have
Absolutely.
here. And not only do they love supporting their small businesses, but they love their dogs.
Definitely.
And cats. They love them.
Oh, yeah.
They want them to have the best care.
Yeah.
And so that is, but not be unreasonably priced too.
Yes.
You still have to buy groceries at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So it's not unreasonably priced, but it is, it definitely says quality.
Yeah. Have you found that support in particular places here in Yukon? What are the ways that you felt most supported as a small business person?
So the Chamber of Commerce
Absolutely.
is huge. They are some of the most supportive women I have ever met.
Yeah.
The president, especially, she comes out. She brings her dogs here.
Yes.
She does everything she can to support every business, not just one, she doesn't just favorite one. She like literally loves us all, and you can see that.
Yeah,
with
Pam
everything
is
she
such an
does.
advocate for
I love
people.
her.
Yeah. Well, are there any challenges that you found here in Yukon that you want to make sure that we focus on as a community? Could be challenges in business, personally, or just things you see out and about.
So I think, as far as challenges are concerned, in a recent situation that I've had, I work very closely with the Yukon Animal Control.
Yes.
And they do not have a tub to be able to bathe any pets that come in there. And we know how messy puppies can get. We love them. They're cute, but they also are very messy. So they get a lot of puppies and things in there, or dogs that have been out in the wild, and they are not able to, wash them there. They don't have that sort of facility. Like they have a space to be able to do it, but just are not funded enough to be able to support that. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting them a tub, supporting that, and then getting them like drainage for that tub and everything.
Good.
So I think one of our bigger challenges is being able to care for all of the stray pets at the animal control.
For sure. And your deep experience with pets and people, I'm sure, gives you
Yes.
insight there, because that has been a good partnership between the city and Pets and People for a very, very long time.
Yes.
Are you still involved with Pets and People?
Yes, so they call me especially for their cats. If they
Okay.
have a cat that's either in foster or needs a good home, or is getting adopted but needs a little help, they call me and they bring their
Bring
pets
the
in here so we
cats
can.
over there. Good. Well, I know that also many people don't know about the dog park that Pets and People has operated for a very long time.
They
That's on the north side of town. We have also a dog park with OnQ. I'm sorry, not on. Not OnQ.
Yeah, it's on cue.
OnQ.
There's one behind
Yes,
on cue. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I started to second guess myself for a
No, you did it. You got it.
I got it. Yeah. So there's those are the two dog parks that I'm familiar with. Are there others in town?
So there's a lot of neighborhood ones. There's
Okay.
one in my neighborhood, for example, at Mustang Creek.
Yeah.
There's a really nice dog park there, but just a lot of little neighborhood ones.
Yeah.
Community.
The Pets and People one, I think, gets a lot
It's
of use.
huge.
It's huge, and there's always, when I drive back there, that I always see a lot of people there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very busy, which is great, and those dogs socialize, and the people get to socialize too.
They do.
Okay, well, vision cast for me for a little bit here, Nikki. Where do you see Yukon going? Where do you see your business going as you think about the future of the community and the future of Pawlush? Tell me about where are things going, and in particular, with your startup expansion and growth, where's that headed?
So our motto here is dream big, work hard, make it happen. So our big dream is to create that style guide to continue education and make Pawlush part of that education for groomers around the whole world, globally, starting here in Yukon. This is where all good things grow up, I think.
Good. I like that. Well, it's been such a pleasure connecting with you. We have so many of the same friends, but it's we haven't been able to connect in person yet, and I'm so glad also to be here in the shop. I think one of the unique things about Yukon Speaks is that we are recording in each business owner or leader's natural setting.
Yes.
And so I think somehow, some way, my desire is that would allow other people to be familiar with the environment that is here in the shop. If they've never walked in, they ought to. It's very welcoming. Bring your pet and get some great service here. They'll be so welcomed as soon as they step through the pet door here. Tell everyone how they can find you, both here physically, but also internet, website, all that fun stuff, socials.
Okay. So we're located at 836 Garth Brooks Boulevard here in Yukon, across the street from the middle school, or if you're unfamiliar with what that is, we're by the post office, just 2 doors north. If you would like to connect with me, I have a LinkedIn, Nikki Lago on LinkedIn, and then you can't miss me. I have all the colors of hair. So, and then you can find me on Facebook as well, or connect with Pawlush Grooming on Facebook. We have a lot of fun posts there and informational things. We also have a website, pawlushgrooming.com, and that has a blog. You can make an appointment. You can find all of our prices because we're very transparent about it. And any support you can help get us where we're going is always very appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nikki, for joining us. Everyone, please like, subscribe, and comment to connect with all the great business leaders and visionaries and innovators in our community.